Did Neville Goddard talk about transgenders in one of his lectures? I'm not 100% certain about that. However, one quote is that that man, a specific man he's talking about, came in spirit as a daughter. He's talking about one person who is a son and a daughter at the same time. Is he talking about transgender, or is he just open to the LGBTQ community, even though I don't think that was a thing back then? But he does seem to be very open. But this video is also about spirit babies. What are spirit babies? Spirit babies, not deceased babies, are before they come in real life, before you get pregnant. Some people are contacted by those souls. I've heard about that multiple times, and this did happen to Neville. So Neville received the news of a boy that came to him in meditation or a dream and told him, well, I am your son. I'm your son Neville, and I'm going to be born on that specific date. Which was just a couple of weeks before the birth date that he got that date, and his wife wasn't even pregnant. But Neville got his son by another woman, not a biological son, more like a spirit baby, a spirit son, a soul that he felt very connected to, that he was not the biological father. However, that woman, she wanted to manifest a daughter. And Neville said, well, if I'm right, and he's really born that specific date, and it is a boy instead of a girl, then his name is Neville Mark. And guess what? That woman gave birth to a little baby boy on it specifically exactly that date that Neville Goddard, Neville Goddard heard from that soul of that baby. So he became a father. Still, he claims that the mother of the boy still had her daughter, because according to Neville, that person was a son and a daughter in one. Let's watch it.
And one night I had a vision, and I saw a little boy. He was about 5 years old, handsome beyond measure. And he told me that I was his father. I said, well, if I'm your father, then when are you going to come on earth and be my son? So I am your father. Are you coming down to earth and be my son? He said, yes. I said, when? He said, on the 10th of November. I said, you are? Now this is late September. So I said to my wife the next morning, I said, darling, you know, you're going to have a baby on the 10th of November. She said, I really believe all that you teach, but after all, this is ridiculous. I'm not even pregnant. This is late September. I'm going to have a son on the 10th of November. She said, no, that is out. I said, all right, that's what he told me anyway. That night in New York City at my lecture, this lady appeared. Her little boy was 2.5, and she was way out in hair. She looked as though she could have it right then. So I said to her, when do you expect your son? She said, no son. I'm going to have a daughter. Joseph and I, we want a daughter. Don't want any son, we have our son. I said, but when do you expect your child then? She said, oh, the doctor said around early January. I said, should your son be born on the 10th of November, may I tell you his name? His name is Neville Mark, because that's what he told me. Well, on the 10th of November, she had her little boy, and she called him Neville Mark. When I said to her, on the 10th of November, if you have a son, his name is Neville Mark. She was determined she is not going to have a son, going to have a daughter. I said, all right, if it's a boy, his name is Neville Mark. Well, I haven't seen Neville in 4 years. Last time I saw him, he came down and spent 3 weeks with us in Barbados. And he was a handsome, handsome lad, long hair down below his shoulder, but unusually pretty. He tells me now he's about 6 feet, even more stunning. He's just had his 18th birthday. He does all the cooking for them. Now, they don't need any help because they have all the money in the world. He does all the cooking. He does all the washing, all the ironing, all the sewing. He does everything. So she got her wish. She got a girl, and I got my son. He was a son. He makes the dresses. Of course, his father's a couturier. He's going to inherit that fabulous thing. The father's 77. So, in the not distant future, he will inherit this enormous thing. But he loves sewing, and he loves ironing the clothes. He likes all these things. He's out going to school to study designing and making of clothes and all these things. And so, with his long hair and that lovely, lovely skin of his, and undoubtedly, she does have her daughter. And I have in him my son. So see, we both got it. And she said to me, do you remember anything in the past concerning Neville? Because you saw him before I did. I said, I can only tell you that he came to me, this handsome, handsome lad, about 5 years old. And he told me that I was his father. Well, you know, Louise, I have never known you physically. Therefore, physically, I am certainly not his father. But throughout infinity, these cross currents, who knows the relationship in all these things through eternity? He called me his father. At the moment, I wondered, well, when are you going to come? Because I knew this was a vision. And I knew he was not my son in this world. And this lad, when he was 4 or 5, was just like it. This handsome, beautiful lad. And today they say he's just, well, a raving beauty. 6 feet tall, 18 years old, with his long hair. And he makes his dresses, does all the ironing, he sews, he does everything. And so Louise, that determination, it didn't come in a physical form as a daughter, but it came in spirit as a daughter. And I came in, and my vision was true. It came in as a boy, as I saw him, and he told me his name was Neville Mark. And so he is named Neville Mark. Goes by the name of Neville. So I'm telling you of the power within you. And that power is your own wonderful human imagination. And that is the only God in the world. There is no other God.
So what do you think? Well, again, I'm not sure if it's really talking about transgender, about a person in a male body. I mean, definitely male body, but still with very feminine qualities. He at least acknowledges that there is not just two genders. There is not just strictly male or female. There is something in between. We don't know if that person was really transgender or gay maybe, or maybe just a very feminine heterosexual man. All of those are, of course, possibilities. Either way, Neville seems to be a lot ahead of his time, just absolutely being open to that person and acknowledging it, seeing him as an individual and not just trying to push him into some norm. So I absolutely love that about Neville. What do you think about it? Please leave your comments below and check out my other videos. Yeah, what do you think that he was this open in that time? He would have made a good speaker nowadays too, wouldn't he? I'm very much looking forward to your comments. And I see you in my other videos. Please check those out. If you're interested in coaching, you will find a link to all of my services in the description box below. And I do see you there or in another video of personal coaching. Until then, I do wish you all the best now. Bye-bye.